4. Listen. Before we proceed, please watch this video for a warm-up before you watch this one. Today we are talking about types of holidays. In the warm-up video, we discussed all types of holidays. A. Listen to Jim talking to a friend about his last holiday. Now, what kind of holiday did he go on? Was he on a cruise holiday, a holiday by the seaside, a backpacking holiday, a safari? What kind of holiday? B. Listen again and write T for true or F for false. 1. Jim had never been to Africa before. So in the recording, that was his first time in Africa. True or false? 2. Jim spent a long time waiting around. Jim wasted too much time just waiting, doing nothing. 3. Jim borrowed his brother's camera. When you borrow, you take something to use it and then give it back to the owner. You are not the owner, you just take it to use it and then give it back. 4. Jim was scared of the animals. Jim was afraid of animals, lions, elephants. An elephant, in case you don't know what an elephant is, it's a huge animal, the one that you see in the picture. Tried to get inside Jim's tent. Look, let's say that this is Jim. Jim is inside a tent. This is a tent. Okay, do we really need to listen to the recording to guess the type of the holiday? No, it's obvious. Elephant, animals, tent, come on. He was on a safari. Come on, people. We don't need the recording. 6. Jim wants to go on the same type of holiday again. Jim wants to go on a safari again in the future. True or false? Now I will play the recording. You listen and you put T or F.
Hi, Jim. I didn't know you were back from your trip.
Yes, we came back yesterday.
Really? How did it go?
I had a really nice time.
Was it your first time in Africa?
No, I've been to Tunisia, but that was a different type of holiday.
You're very adventurous, aren't you?
Yes, but this time in Kenya, we did a lot of waiting around before we saw anything.
Really?
Yes. It was the wrong time of year and it was hard to see any big animals. However, I managed to take some really good photos.
Did you take your brother's camera in the end?
No, I bought one from the airport, a really expensive one, but it was worth it.
Weren't you afraid of all the wild animals?
Not really. Some lions made a lot of noise during the night, but they were too scared to go close to our tents. Actually, something really funny happened involving an elephant.
What happened?
One morning, I woke up and there was a lot of shouting. I looked out of my tent and there was an elephant trying to get into someone's tent. The guide told me it was looking for food. Anyway, it took them a while to get rid of it.
I don't think I'd like to go on a safari.
I loved it. In fact, I had such a great time that I'm going to go next year too.
You're crazy.
Were you able to finish this on your own? I believe you were. You are the smartest. Now I will take you to the listening transcript just to make sure that your answers are correct. Hi, Jim. I didn't know you were back from your trip. A trip is when you go visit a place. Sometimes for business trip. You just go for fun. Sometimes for educational trip. Yes, I'm back. We came back yesterday. Really? How did it go? Was it fun? I had a really nice time. Was it your first time in Africa? Okay. And pay attention here. This answers one of the true and false questions. No, I've been to Tunisia. Tunisia is a country in Africa. But that was a different type of holiday. It wasn't a safari. Okay, you're very adventurous. Adventurous is someone who loves adventures. Do you love adventures? Then you are adventurous. You like trying new things, aren't you? Yes, but this time in Kenya, we did a lot of waiting around before we saw anything. So our friend Jim was in Kenya. Kenya is a country in Africa. Okay, and in Kenya you can see animals. You can go on a safari when you are in Kenya, but you can't do that when you are in Tunisia. Really? Yes, it was the wrong time of year. Okay, maybe Jim went in winter to Kenya. And you know, in winter, all animals, or most of them, a lot of them, go to slumber. Slumber is like when they don't go out very often. They stay hidden. You don't see them because it's very cold. And there is no food. That is called slumber. And it was hard to see any big animals. However, I succeeded in taking some really good photos. Did you take your brother's camera in the end? No, I didn't borrow my brother's camera. This answers one of the true and false questions. I bought one. It was mine, my camera, from the airport. A really expensive one. But it was worth it. Okay, he paid a lot of money to get a camera, and it was worth it. That means the camera gave very nice pictures. It was worth the money. Weren't you afraid of all the wild animals? Wild animals are not the animals you see at the zoo. No, wild animals are animals living in nature, in jungles. Not really. Some lions made a lot of noise during the night, but they were too scared to go close to our tents. Actually, something really funny happened involving an elephant. Involving means this elephant was part of the story. What happened? One morning, I woke up and there was a lot of shouting. People were screaming, "Help!" That is shouting. I looked out of my tent and there was an elephant trying to get not inside Jim's tent. No, the elephant wasn't trying to get inside Jim's tent. It was trying to get into someone's tent. This answers one of the true and false questions. The guide. Guide is someone who shows tourists around. The guide told me it was looking for food. It was searching for food. Anyway, it took them a while. It took them a while means they didn't do this quickly. No, they needed some time to get rid of the elephant. Get rid of it. Get rid of the elephant. Make the elephant go away. I don't think I'd like to go on a safari. You know, it's dangerous. Lions, elephants, I don't like that. I loved it. In fact, I had such a great time that I'm going to go next year. Okay, he says. I am going to go again next year. You're crazy. Weren't you afraid? What if the elephant stepped on you? You would die. 1. Jim had never been to Africa before. False. He had been to Tunisia. Tunisia. 2. Jim spent a long time waiting around, doing nothing, just wasting time. Yes. Why? He went there in the wrong time of the year. 3. Jim borrowed his brother's camera. No. He bought one, an expensive one, from the airport. 4. Jim was scared of the animals. No. Even though an elephant tried to get inside somebody's tent, he was relaxed. 5. An elephant tried to get into Jim's tent. No, into somebody else's tent. 6. Jim wants to go on the same type of holiday again. Yes, he loved it and he wants to go again next year. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please share it with friends. Goodbye.